Hello folks, it's Johnny again. So, what's in the box? What's in the box? I'll tell you what's in the box. New strings. So these took a bit longer to get here, and I'm gonna need them to re-record the rhythm parts for the Legend of Korra cover, the new one. Not quite sure when I'll be able to release it. This week it's gonna be tight. Next week the latest. So, and the reason they took a bit longer to get here is this. I also got a DI box. Yeah, so this is an active DI box because I only got passive pickups now since Berta's gone. And I want to replace the Pod HD Pro with that. Really, the only reason I still have the Pod is because it's giving me better DI quality than going straight into the Scarlett 6i6. And I'm hoping this will give me the same kind of quality. And I will also make a comparison video between the different DIs using the Pod HD, going straight into the interface, and going into this DI box and then into the interface. Yeah, because, well, Pod HD Pro, that's like $500 just sitting there on my desk. So I got this one for 100 now, and when I sell the Pod for 500, then I get a whopping 400. Which could go into the next guitar pimping project or a new car. Because I do need kind of a new car. You know, life. So this is a Radial Pro 48. Almost forgot what I bought. We're gonna get to that in a bit. Then here's strings, a 9 to 46 set plus a 64 this time by Diodario. Right now I have Elixir strings on my 7th string. Also a 9 to 46 set plus a 68. That's giving me a very good results. I quite like that. Now for recording, I just wanted to try out Diodario again one time to see a comparison for myself. And what kind of bumped me out is they don't have the 68 gauge string anymore from Diodario. And I get my strings from Thomann, which is like or at least one of the biggest music related retailer here in Europe. And they don't have the 68 gauge by Diodario anymore in their repertoire. Why? Yeah. Now, here's the Radial DI box. Let's look at this. First, I'm gonna finish up the Korra cover and then we'll get into this actually. Now what do we have? No. Okay, user guide. True to the music. Stickers. I don't need stickers. Okay, here we have it. Come on out. There we have it. Oh, it feels solid. It feels quite solid. So this is solid metal. Yeah, you get a pad switch. The inputs, and then the output goes into the mic input on the interface. Here's ground lift. And that's it. That's all I need. Just an active DI box. I hear this is pretty much the same circuitry as the J48. Is it called the J48 for $200? Which is kind of pretty much a standard. It's when it comes to the conversion of the unbalanced signal to the balanced signal, it's the same circuitry as that other one. It's just the J48 has more extra features. At least that's what I read. So I rather went with a cheaper version because everything this has is all I need, really. So we're gonna test that out very soon, and I'm really hoping I'm getting the same results as with the pod. Or at least very close to it. Because really, plugging straight into the interface is an absolute no-go. Oh, wow! When I tried that the first time for myself, I was shocked at how bad it sounded. And people say interfaces these days are getting so good, they're so good quality, so good preamps, so good converters. Well, from my experience, I can't back that up just yet. At least with what I have here, it's the Scarlett 6i6, older generation from ForTiorI. It may be that the new generation is better, of course, but this one, nah. Don't, in my recommendation, don't plug straight into the instrument input on that one. It sounds horrendous. All the top range is pretty much rolled off and is smudgy. The punch is completely gone. The low end doesn't have any push and pressure behind it. It's just awful. Oh man, it makes the DI sound like cheap stock Ibanez pickups. If you know what I mean. And while we're talking about the choro cover again, I think I jumped the gun a little bit by saying pitch shifting the DIs with Melodyne works super fantastic. Because I re-recorded the DI, re-recorded the bass now, and somehow I had trouble pitch shifting it. And my theory is the scratch tracks I recorded with very old strings. And it could be because of that there just aren't as many overtones, which makes Melodyne analyze the root notes much better. So it can also pitch shift much better and more stable. And now with the new strings I have a lot of overtones, it sounds very bright, and that's giving Melodyne a little bit more trouble. Also, I picked so super hard like a madman. Like seriously, my hands would hurt after a take. I don't know, I just want to really dig into the strings and get the most power out of it, but I think I overdid it there. And that could perhaps also lead to a little bit more, or to a little bit of lack of definition for Melodyne to work with, or any pitch shifting algorithm really. So I had to retrack the bass, picking a little bit softer, and that makes the notes come out much clearer and defined. Melodyne could work with that better, and it sounds better now. Of course, the compromise is there's not as much power and force. But then again, it's the bass guitar. The most important thing for the bass, for me at least, is to carry that low end. And a lot of that force and pick attack in the bass guitar you don't really hear so much in the full mix. That comes rather from the electric guitars and also the drums. So it still works in the end. So I'm still happy with the results as it is now. Okay, and now I'm going to switch the strings on my Ibanez. I'm hoping the 64 will work out. The 68 is giving me a good tension. 64, if I'm not happy with it, I still have another set of Elixirs here with the 68, and then I'll just have to put those back on again. So yeah, that's that, and then we'll come to tracking, and yeah. Okay, so I switched the strings now, it's tuned up, let's give her a test run. The 64 is not doing it. There's too much boing in that pick attack, and pitch is shifting over the sustain, and it's not very stable. Not liking it. I'm not liking it. Also, the lack of thickness in the strings results in a lack of note definition. It sounds weak. I preferred the 68 from Elixir a lot more than this. I also don't know what it is, but the same string gauges felt tighter with the Elixir. Here on the Diodarius they feel looser. No. Ah, too bad really. It's not really working out for me anymore. I guess I gotta put on the other Elixir strings after all. Oh well, I guess that's that. I'm guessing Diodario won't really make it onto my guitars now anymore. Yeah, they also don't feel as good. They feel a bit more dry and brittle and rough, and can't really slide across the strings as well as with the Elixirs, because the Elixirs are coated, and it's giving them a much smoother feel while maintaining a very stable sound over long periods of time. I already tried the NYXL, and although they hold up longer and they sound a little bit brighter and edgier, but otherwise they have the same feel to them, and also the feel seems to change over time, although the sound stays the same pretty much. And I'm not a fan of that either. Well, then let's do that. Let's switch the strings out again, just to be sure that, yeah. Okay, so I put the Elixir strings on here now, tuned it up, and let's check that one out. See, no boing, no pitch shifting over the sustain, just stays. That's good. Also the feel is smoother, which I like. know, to me they also feel a bit more lively than the Diodarios. Those sounded a bit more sterile. They had a bit more brilliance in their top end, but otherwise they also sounded a touch, sterile. These are not quite as brilliant on the top end, but everything else about them just feels great to me and sounds great to me. The palm mutes feel much more choppy and aggressive somehow, but the Diodarios, they sounded a bit more screaming, while these are a bit more growling. It could also just be me, it could also just be that with the 68 it feels more tight and stronger and there's more low end response, and it could be a big chunk subjective. But, well, if it feels better to me and it's making me play accordingly also a little bit better, gives me more motivation and more creativity, then why not? So that's it for this video again. I hope you liked it, so please also give it a like and subscribe and leave comments below. And I shall see you next time.